Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and today Apple released watchOS 8.6 to the public. This is available to all watchOS 8 supported devices from the Series 3 Apple Watch all the way up to this Series 7 Apple Watch. Along with this, Apple also released iOS 15.5, which you'll want in order to install this update, as well as iPadOS 15.5, tvOS 15.5, and macOS 12.4, and HomePodOS 15.5. All of those are available to the public now. Now, this particular update was 258 megabytes. It's a fairly small update. It should be between 200 to 300 megabytes on most devices and adds a few new features depending on where you live and some for all of us if you have accessibility options. Now, the first thing is, before we talk about that, let's take a look at the build number and then we'll take a look at the new features. So we'll go into our settings here, find our settings app, go to general, then about, and you can see the version is 8.6 with a build number of 19T572. This is the exact same build that we had with watchOS 8.6 RC, or release candidate. So if you're already on the beta program or you're a developer, this is the same version and you won't have an update. If you're on a previous version of 8.5 or earlier, you can install this update and you'll see it right away. So if you are a beta tester and you no longer want to receive betas, uninstall the beta profile and then you'll have the regular version you just had a week or so early. Now, the first new feature has to do with accessibility. And this is something that Apple doesn't advertise directly. But if we go into the Watch app and we scroll down to accessibility, under accessibility, go to voiceover. Under voiceover, scroll to the bottom and we have hand gestures. Under hand gestures, you'll see if we go to one of the customized gestures, we have Magic Tap. This is something that we've had on iPad and iPhone for a while, and it allows for a 2-finger tap on the Apple Watch. So I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this, as it's something that should be super helpful if you need it. So that's something they've added with watchOS 8.6. Now, they've also added ECG in Mexico. So if you're within Mexico and you have a Series 4 Apple Watch or newer, you can use the ECG function. Now, this is only available in Mexico as far as a new place, and all of the other places it already was. They haven't mentioned any additional places. Also, it will give you a regular heart rhythm notifications in the same area as well. So in Mexico, you'll have that on a Series 4 or newer. So that's something that they've added, and this is up to your local government. So they have to work with Apple to enable this. And so if you don't have it in your locale yet or where you live, hopefully they'll be bringing it soon. Now, as far as resolved issues or anything there, well, they have fixed an issue for developers that use StoreKit 2, where they can now initiate a subscription office purchase for a product that the customer currently subscribed to. Prior to this, it actually had a bug where sometimes that wouldn't work. Apple has not mentioned any issues as far as fast charging or anything like that, or resolving that issue. So I know some people were having issues with fast charging. I haven't really had that issue myself, but we'll have to see over the next few days if it's actually cleared up. If you're still having issues when you put your watch on a charger and you have the right charger connected, it would fast charge before on the Series 7. It should still be doing that, as that was supposed to be resolved in prior updates, but I know some people were still having that. Now, as far as additional updates, well, there are quite a few security updates in this, and you can see that by going to Apple's security website. If we go into Safari, we'll refresh here. They've now added the security updates, and you can see that here. So if we go down to watchOS 8.6, under watchOS 8.6, there's quite a few here. I'll leave a link to this in the description, but you can see everything from Apple AVD. You keep scrolling, there's a ton of them, all the way down to Wi-Fi. And you can read this by seeing where it says, available for Apple Watch Series 3 and later. The impact is the bug that it had, so a malicious application may disclose restricted memory. To fix it, that's under the description, a memory corruption issue was addressed with improved validation. And then it was contributed by an anonymous researcher. So you can read every single one of these if you want and see all of the security updates. And so that leads me to, should you install watchOS 8.6? Well, based on the number of security updates, I would absolutely install it. Typically, watchOS updates are fairly stable anyway, so I really don't have any hesitation saying install it. And of course, if you're concerned about fast charging, it should only get better from here on out. Now, as far as overall performance, I noticed no difference using the RC, whether that be going into different workouts, going in to see what's new here, or just loading simple things. Maybe we'll go into the calculator. It loaded nice and fast. It's not something I use regularly, but you'll see my apps are loading nice and fast, and I've had no slowdown whatsoever. As far as battery life, well, you can see here I'm at 76%. It's been off the charger since about 8 a.m. this morning or so, or 8:30 a.m., and it's now almost 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So it's doing pretty well. I didn't use it for a workout or anything, but I can easily get through a day or day and a half with it without a problem. If we go to settings, we'll take a look at my battery health, as quite a few of you have asked me about that. So we'll go down to battery here. Under battery, we'll let it load, go down to battery health, and I'm at 100% maximum capacity. So I put this on the charger every single night, use it all day, and then put it back on the charger at night before I go to bed, or sometimes a little earlier than that. So it's doing pretty well, and we're past the 6-month point, so it's holding up better than the Series 6 did. Now, as far as the next version of watchOS, well, I would expect watchOS 8.7 betas probably within this week or next at this point. Typically, we'll have betas all the way up until we have watchOS 9. Now, we do expect watchOS 9 to be released at least in beta on June 6th. So if we go here on June 6th at WWDC, we expect Apple to release iOS 16 Beta 1 along with watchOS 9 Beta 1, which is supposed to be a pretty significant update. So we'll have to wait and see what Apple includes with that, but you can expect the first beta on the 6th if you're a developer, with a final release typically in September, usually when they show new products. So if Apple does what they've done every year, we can expect it around that time. And so we shouldn't see any big updates from now until probably at least June, where they show off watchOS 9 as far as updates with watchOS. So it's pretty stable overall. I wouldn't expect any major changes. And hopefully maybe with watchOS 9, we can finally have custom watch faces other than the ones they give us. We'll just have to wait and see. Let me know what you would like to see most in watchOS 9. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And of course, if you'd like to get your hands on this wallpaper, I'll link it in the description like I normally do. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.